Hello all, welcome to StockMark. This is Ravi presenting this video series on what, why and how on StockMark. As we all know, Nitish, who is the founder of StockMark, has done a tremendous job in being the primary brain that is powering StockMark by giving us the backtested results in less than 30 seconds. Having said that, this video is about interpreting the backtest results that are provided by StockMark. Again, before going into the specifics of the video, please note that option trading is highly risky and anything you see in this video is not a trading advice. So please consult your investment advisor before taking any action on capital or derivative markets. Now let's start with interpreting results of a strategy. As usual, I'll go with one of my favorites, short strangle. So I'm adding a call leg of ATM plus 500 sell position. I'm adding a put leg of ATM minus 500 sell position, both of them Bank Nifty. And I'll start by around 9:20 a.m. and then let's backtest. There you go. The results are right in front of our eyes. So before going into interpreting the results, there are few things that we have to have in mind about the results that are provided by the StockMark, right? The first thing is we need to eliminate some discrepancies. I would rather say it as the so-called discrepancies, because at the moment when you see it, you might see it as a discrepancy, but when you understand the underlying logic behind it, it's not a discrepancy. So let's first deal with eliminating the so-called discrepancies. The first one is, as you can see here, you have a checkbox called as hide NA rows. NA here means not applicable. As you can see in the results, there are few rows which are having the values as NA. What does this mean? So, StockMark has given a very clear description of what it is. We always start a trade based on a particular entry time, right? So, whenever a particular instrument does not have any recorded trade in that particular moment, in that particular time instance that we set in StockMark, then it might be flagged as NA. So the first thing is, when we analyze the results, we will have to eliminate the rows that contain NA. A simple click on this particular box will eliminate all the NA rows. As you can see in the description, this is not a problem only with the StockMark. This is how NSE shares historical data of its symbols. So you might end up seeing the same problem in any of the platform that you use for backtesting, right? So having said that, you can also assume that when there are too many NAs in your strategy, it means that the particular strategy may not be liquid enough. So it might be very tricky to implement this strategy during the live trades, right? And moving on to the next one. The second, the so-called discrepancy is, as you can see, the number of columns here might vary based on the input parameters that you provide. For an instance, right now, there is day, profit, spot change, and the changes in the instruments that we trade. Now, let me add a simple stop loss condition here. Let's backtest with this. As you can see, now an exit time column is added. What's the difference? In the earlier set of inputs, there is only one time at which a strategy can exit, that is at the exit time. So there is no real necessity to provide an exit time. However, when you have a stop loss condition or a target condition, there could be a scenario where the strategy might have exited even before the exit time that is configured here. So when you have a stop loss, you might see the exit time column here. So Stockmark is providing you the information that is relevant for the inputs that the user provides. Now let's move on to the other common questions that many of you guys have about Stockmark. Okay. If you analyze the results in this particular table, Stockmark gives the profit and loss for each instrument here, okay, along with the spot change and other details. For an instance, this is the entry price, this is the exit price, this is again entry price of the other instrument, this is the exit price of the other instrument. Fine. So based on this, profit and loss is calculated. However, when you have a combined M2M stop loss or a combined premium percentage stop loss, you might observe a difference in the profit column that is specified here, and also the profit and loss that is calculated here, as you can see it right away. Right? I'll explain why you see that particular difference. One fact you must understand is that Stockmark doesn't run its backtesting based on tick by tick data. Rather, it runs backtests on 1 minute OHLC candle data. When we manually backtest, let's say we enter a short position on a Bank Nifty contract at 500 rupees. Okay. And if we have a stop loss of a net of 2000 rupees, right? So with the lot size as 20, whenever the instrument price crosses 600, since we have a short position, then it is going to hit our MTM loss that is configured. Okay. Supposedly, if the subsequent candle's high goes beyond 600, we manually mark it saying that, okay, at this particular candle, in any of the ticks within that particular candle, we would have hit the stop loss. Stockmark will report exactly the same backtest results, meaning for each of the stop loss conditions that are configured here, Stockmark will check the open, high, low, close of the candle data that is available, and if any of these parameters meet the stop loss condition, then Stockmark would report the configured loss as loss here. At the same time, Stockmark would provide the candle's high data in case of a short position or candle's low data in case of a long position in this particular column. Overall, the profit and loss calculations are correct. However, only when you configure total MTM or combined premium percentage, either in stop loss or in target profit, you might see a so-called discrepancy between the profit column and the value calculated here. But actually, if you consider this particular value as your result, then Stockmark gives the correct value. Right? Same assumptions can be made for the target options as well. Right? So now let's move on to the understanding part of the results. Okay. So as you can see, you have date, profit, exit time, spot change, and what are the instruments that are being traded here. Okay. These are available right in the UI and you can very well understand that. So let me eliminate the NA rows for a moment. As you can see, the NA rows have disappeared once you click that particular checkbox, right? So whenever a particular strategy hits stop loss, it is color coded in red, and whenever a particular strategy hits the target, that it is color coded in the green background. So very easy for the user to understand what really happened at that particular point. If the background color is white, then it means that neither the stop loss nor the target was hit between the particular time frame where the strategy runs, right? Now let's move on to some of the other options that are available in StockMark with respect to results. So as you can see, you can group the results in different ways. The first one is grouping by expiry. As you can see, expiry 19th March 2020, 26th March 2020, and other similar expiries. And you can group by day. What are the different profit and loss on Friday, what is it is on Saturday, what it is on Monday, what it is on Tuesday, etc., etc. Right? And similarly, you can group by date, where it is grouped by individual dates. One good thing about grouping by individual dates is you can see the results on a specific time frame. Let's say now we have the results from 16th March 2020 to 12th June 2020. But if I want to look at the results only from March to May, you don't have to run a different backtest. All you need to do is like select this month and select this particular day, and it gets automatically updated, right? You can see. And let me go back to June for a moment, right? And also, if you want to eliminate few days of trade, let's say you are designing a strategy only for expiry days, so you can filter all the other days and see how the strategy has performed only on Tuesday. It looks like the specific strategy has won 81.82% of times if traded only on Thursday within this particular period. Right? And there are a few other options such as exporting the results as CSV and exporting it as PDF as well, which are very simple options that users can understand based on the text on this particular button, right? And here comes the most important part of the backtest, slippages. So what are slippages? As a trader, it is imperative that everybody would face slippage. For an instance, the value that is given here is 221, but even with algo, even with all sophisticated software that you have, if you try to trade exactly at the same time in the market, you may not enter at the same levels. The reason is because of put call spread, and there are many other factors for which you have to account for slippage in your strategies. Okay? So whenever you have a number in the slippages in terms of percentage, StockMark adds that particular slippage in both entry and exit, right? Typically, in my experience, I always have had 0.3 to 0.5% of slippage. Of course, there are times where the slippages have gone up to 1%. So if you want to check how the slippages work, just enter 0.3% here and click on refresh. You can see the loss percentage varies, profit varies, and the numbers actually vary between with slippage and without slippage content. Again, let me reiterate how slippages are calculated, right? You have an entry here, you have an exit here. There are two transactions here. So when you have a 0.3% slippage. As you can see here, the numbers, both the numbers have changed, and both the numbers change in which direction is the next question. So Stockmark always wants users to prepare for the worst. So when you are in a short position, Stockmark ensures that you enter a little lower based on the slippage percentage that you have provided. Similarly, when you exit in a short position, Stockmark exits at a value a little higher so that your profit goes a little down than what is expected based on the slippage, right? As I mentioned in my previous video about stop loss, if you have set a max limit as a stop loss, and if the opening candle itself is greater than the stop loss level that is configured, Stockmark will consider the worst case scenario and provides the high value of the opening candle as your exit value, so that the users can understand the maximum risk that is associated with the strategy based on the back-tested results. Apart from having said all these things, Stockmark has one cool feature to analyze how your strategy would have performed if you do not have any of the stop loss or target condition. Just click on this particular date, and for now this is available only for intraday strategies, and as you can see in the background there is a green color line which indicates how the spot price moves, and here is the PNL graph in the black line that indicates how the PNL has moved throughout the day for the time period that you have mentioned for your strategy. And this is the PNL that you would have faced when you do not have any target or stop loss conditions. So with this, with the kind of features that are provided by the Stockmark, we'll have to optimize our strategy. We'll have to prepare for the worst by adding slippages. We'll have to find on which particular day exactly the strategy works. That's how we optimize the back-tested results, and that's how we interpret the results that are provided by the Stockmark. So let's optimize the strategy and see how far we can go. And before concluding this particular part of the video, I would want to talk about one more thing. As you can see in my previous videos, the color of this particular credits were in green, and now it is in blue. So there is a difference between those two. And you would have also observed that I have provided the date here as 2018 to 2020, but I got the results only for the most recent 3 months. That is because when you have this bubble in blue color, it means that those are all free credits, which means Stockmark tops up every user's free credits to 10 every day. So with the free credits, you will be able to backtest only for the most recent 3 months. And if you want to backtest for the entire set of data that is available in the Stockmark, you will have to purchase credits. Once you purchase credits, you will have the bubble in green color. And here are the different plans that are available for purchase. So whatever plan that suits you, purchase it, backtest more, optimize as appropriate, and let's see how far we can go. Thank you.